Can I flip this whole video script thing that I got going on here on Dolynny TV this year on its head and go back to the simple joys I found in posting some videos last year? To those of you that don't know that I was doing this last year, well, I've been doing this for 5 years like I sometimes mention, but there was a little bit of a gap between videos last year quite often, and that was because I wasn't necessarily actually covering the Oilers, and you'll see in this video that I'm about to play for you that I wasn't even at a time mentioning the name Edmonton Oilers together because it just brought on too much heartache, too much pain, too much mental anguish. So I want to flip this video script. Normally right now I'd flip to the This Is Dolynny TV stuff. I'd play the subscribe ad. We'd go do all that. But I want to go back and flash back to a year ago when this beauty of a video came out. Alright, you ready for this? For those of you that know, you would know, but there's only 441 lifetime views on this video, so knowing what I know now of what Dolynny TV is capable in 2023 as opposed to 2022, a lot of you missed this out. So here we go.
All right, so big news, big news, big news. What are we talking? Big news. There's some big news today. Ah, yes, big news today. I got my late Christmas gift. That old guy in that box up there in the rafters of that building in Edmonton that we all care so much about, and man, those guys in Edmonton are paying a lot of taxes for. Well, he figured it out, right? He figured out the problem, solved the problem, and my goodness, yes, sir. Jay, you're my man. You're my man. You got this. Turn around. Here we come.
I might not have done much with the Oilers last year on YouTube, and to a lot of you, you would know that, but right there, it was back way after the Oilers had started 16-7 that as we had lost those 2 games to, I believe, put us at 16-7, I said, Dave Tippett's got to go, Jay Woodcroft's got to come in, let's go. And for the next several months, I kept saying it, I kept repeating it. And that video, what many of you might not know that watched that video way back on February 9th last year, February 10th, whenever, I think today is actually the official date. What many of you wouldn't know is that video was actually recorded about a month ahead of time. For some reason, just right after the Oilers were just about to lose their 6th straight or whatever going in January, that bad streak from December to January, I recorded that video then and chose to throw it in the bin for when it happened. Now this is the most hilarious part of all this, because right, that video was recorded, it was ready to go live the second Jay Woodcroft was promoted and Dave Tippett was fired. Cool, right? Like, hey, for a guy that's not doing this seriously, I took that moment seriously, except for I fumbled the bag. Why does that video only have 441 views if it was posted the second it went live? Because it wasn't. See, I'm at work, and I get news, whatever time it was, Dave Tippett's been fired, Jay Woodcroft is the guy. What do you think my reaction is? Sweet. The Oilers are going to be worth watching now. I can give a dang now. And obviously, too, the Benergy starts flowing around that time a little bit as well, and then, like, the playoff, yeah. Let's just say everything post Jay Woodcroft's hiring last year was dang special. And it was, bar none, since probably 05-06, the most magical I've felt about the Oilers at any point in my life. So, right, as that video gets posted late in the day, I've been on basically that mental health sabbatical that I took for a year and a half, 2 years. Simply, right, nobody really was coming to Dolynny TV anymore for breaking Oilers news. And that is the level of care, right? I mentioned in there, I don't even say the Oilers anywhere. I say Edmonton a couple of times, and I don't mention a single lick of the word Oilers, because that's where I was with the Oilers at that point, mentally upstairs. So, right, you go here, and we talk all about this, and we have a dang good time with it. And you know what? Jay Woodcroft comes in, and you saw it in that video. I was 100% sure, whatever word you want to use, whatever, Tyson, that Jay Woodcroft was going to be the guy to fix this. Jay Woodcroft was going to be the guy to deliver results. And Jay Woodcroft, a year later, has been the guy to deliver results, right? The Oilers never went past the first round with Dave Tippett In less than a full year with Jay Woodcroft, the Oilers get all the way to the third round, play 4 games, and you know what? Have a great magical postseason run, right? The Oilers total played 16 games, which if you would have won all 16, it would have been enough to win the Stanley Cup, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. 7 against LA, 5 against the Flames, and 4 against the Colorado Avalanche, ending our season in a sweep again for another year in a row, but that's different metrics by all approved. Anyway, just Bob Stauffer's tweet today about Jay Woodcroft. 1 year ago being named the head coach, the Oilers have gone 55, 27, and 8 with Jay Woodcroft as head coach. So for metrics, that is, right, points in a total of 63 out of 90 games for Jay Woodcroft. You want to talk about a points percentage for a head coach that, for a team at that point, was struggling to put together any kind of consistency, and now a year later, the Oilers have a 70% points percentage with Jay Woodcroft. Seriously, bing bang, 70%. That is phenomenal. The points percentage, I guess, is ranked at 656. I think that's wrong. If I've got this calculated, yeah, I think the way I calculated it is different. The goals for per game is first in the NHL over his past 90 games, and the power play still ranks number 1. And here's the stupid part, right? The power play has been incredible this year, above 30%. The Oilers' power play under Jay Woodcroft tailing off at the end of that season was absolutely atrocious compared to where it was under Dave Tippett earlier in the year. And right, it's operating at 28.9%, and for some way, somehow, you know what? Jay Woodcroft's delivered even better results this year around. Although it may seem like the Oilers are underachieving when you look at the standings and you look at those kind of stats under Jay Woodcroft, I would reckon that the best part about this is the Pacific Division is the most interesting in hockey this year, right? You have teams achieving above their weight class, you have teams achieving where they should, and teams kind of treading water in the territory of where they should, right? When it comes down to it, in each division, there is no more intrigue in any other division than the Pacific Division. When you talk about a division that's wide open, up for grabs, and I said it in a video ago, several months ago, now it seems, is I said that the Oilers are the biggest threat in the Pacific to first place because all the other teams are going to duke it out. The Oilers are the ones that could run away with it. And when you look at it right now, Edmonton's sitting, and I didn't even check this. I didn't even check this last night because I didn't do a post game. But the Oilers are sitting after the Rangers defeated the Kraken tonight 6-3 in second place in the Pacific Division. For the season that it's been this year so far, hey, that's an alright result. And the Vegas Golden Knights sit atop of the Pacific with 66 points. Right, Vegas is an expected contender year in, year out. And you look at the gap we've built between being in the playoffs and out of the playoffs. Second wildcard spot is 58 points. We're 5 points above that right now. And you go into Ottawa and Montreal, and I'm sorry, don't put up another lame result against either of those two teams, and you are sitting there right there with Vegas at the end of this weekend, and that is thanks in large part to Jay Woodcroft, some new thinking into the Oilers system, right? The 11-7. People thought it was corny, people thought it was tacky at first, but I will tell you, knowing what I know from his days in Bakersfield, the man gets the most out of an 11-7 system anyone in the NHL possibly could. And when you got Connor and Leon in that system, the man does some wonders with it. So Jay Woodcroft, a year later, I still feel the exact same way. And guess what? Now, this turnaround is no longer just turning around a season. This turnaround is turning around the entire complexion of an NHL franchise with one goal, achieving one thing sometime in early June. Friends, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. This is a late upload. I didn't make mention of that because I didn't have the plan, but it's coming out post 10 o'clock, so if you're partying it up on a Friday night with yours truly, hey, thank you so much. You enjoy it tonight. We'll talk to you tomorrow. bright and early. 10:30 game will be on right here on Dolynny TV, providing that I don't sleep in. So stay tuned. Anyway, have a good night.